I moved cities, lied to my parents, built a life around her dreams, and watched it all crumble while she slipped away into a fantasy world. Now I'm left holding the pieces of a love that meant everything to me, wondering if I ever meant anything to her. I'm almost 27 now, and I met her online when I was 18. At first, it was just casual, one of those on and off connections that stick around without much effort. But over time, something changed. In 2019, we reconnected more deeply and started talking almost daily. By 2020, I knew. I knew she was someone I could genuinely see myself with. So I asked her out, and she said yes. That moment flipped a switch in my life. For the first time, someone wasn't just choosing me, they were valuing me the way I valued them. She was brilliant, deeply curious about the world, fiercely ambitious about her studies and career. And she was beautiful, so much so that every time her photo popped up on my phone screen, I'd just sit and smile, or let out a soft sigh. It felt unreal. She felt like home. I graduated in 2021 and landed a good job. When the time came to pick my preferred location for work, I originally wanted to list my college city first. It felt familiar, but she asked me to put her city at the top. I didn't hesitate. I chose her. In 2022, I lied to my parents. I told them that my work-from-home setup had ended and that I needed to relocate. But in reality, I just wanted to be closer to her. I moved to her city, just days before her birthday. I didn't know anyone there except her. It didn't matter. I worked remotely, spent my days mostly alone, and waited eagerly for the moments when she could visit. She'd come over every 2 to 3 days, sometimes even skipping college to spend time with me. Those moments were everything. She was used to a more comfortable lifestyle than what I could offer with my current job and salary, and I knew if I wanted to build a life with her, one that she deserved, I had to aim higher. That's when I started preparing for business school. The plan was simple: study hard, get into a good program, improve my prospects, and make something better for the both of us. In 2023, I got in. It was a great school, one of the top ones. I quit my job and left her city about a month before college began. I needed some time at home before I dove into this next phase of my life. But when college started, it hit me how busy I was. It wasn't just classes, it was the constant pressure, assignments, networking, case studies, projects. Suddenly, finding time for her became harder than I expected. And I know now that some of that was on me. I could have made more of an effort. I should have. At the same time, she started becoming disillusioned with her field of study. She wasn't sure she wanted to stick with it. I tried to help. I suggested she consider business school too, maybe Eve, and apply to mine. That way, we could be together again. She said yes, and I offered her all the help I could: guidance, resources, support, anything she needed. But a few months later, she changed her mind. She dropped the idea completely. I was disappointed. Not just because we wouldn't be in the same place again, but because I genuinely believed it could be something great for her. Still, I didn't push. It was her career, her decision. And I respected that. But I'd be lying if I said it didn't hurt. I'd built so many things around the idea of us. I'd left jobs, moved cities, lied to my parents, worked hard so we could have a better future. And now things were changing, and I could feel it. As time went on, I started noticing changes in her. It wasn't sudden, more like a slow shift that crept in quietly. She eventually stopped going to college, telling me she didn't feel as academically inclined anymore. I try to understand. Life can be overwhelming, and not everyone stays on the same track forever. Still, it was hard to watch. Her mom, seeing her at home every day, began piling housework on her. Every time we spoke, she'd complain about it, the unfairness, the exhaustion, the feeling of being stuck. And I believed her. I knew she was struggling. It wasn't just the chores. She had chronic health issues that left her drained most days, and her lifestyle didn't help. She slept a lot, not because she was lazy, but because her body demanded it. She didn't have the energy she used to. And when she wasn't sleeping or working around the house, she was playing a video game, the same one I had introduced her back in 2021, so we could share something fun together. But by now, that game wasn't our shared joy anymore. It had become her world. She dove deeper into it, watching YouTube videos, reading lore, exploring it solo. I understood that sometimes people need escape, but I couldn't help feeling like I was being left behind in her life. When 2024 rolled in, I realized she had already delayed her graduation. She hadn't completed the necessary electives and didn't seem particularly concerned. I tried to encourage her gently, tried to nudge her forward. But nothing seemed to light that fire in her anymore. Meanwhile, I was drowning. My internship that year was one of the most emotionally draining periods of my life. I was dealing with personal issues that completely broke me down. I still remember that night clearly. I called her in tears, voice shaking, barely able to breathe. I begged her to come visit me, just for a few days. I told her I'd take care of everything, flights, stay, food, everything. She just needed to find a way to make it happen. I hadn't seen her in over a year, and I was desperate. I needed her to be there, not just on the phone but beside me. I needed her comfort, her presence, the way she used to be when we started this. She said she'd try. And then she never brought it up again. I didn't push. I told myself maybe she really couldn't. Maybe her health, her parents, her life. Maybe it really was too much. I tried to be understanding. But something inside me cracked that day. The weeks that followed were like watching someone you love slowly fade into static. Our calls became shorter and shorter. 10 minutes a day, sometimes less. And even those 10 minutes felt mechanical. She'd either talk about how her mom was treating her badly, or give me updates about the game, what she was doing in it, what videos she was watching, what Reddit threads she'd been reading. I listened. I always listened. But I was lonely. I told her more than once that I needed more time with her. I told her I missed us. That I needed us to feel like a relationship again.
She always said she understood. She always said she'd try.
But nothing changed. And with every passing day, I felt more like a ghost haunting the edges of her life than the person she once loved. To ease some of the pressure she was feeling at home, I suggested maybe she could apply for an internship away from her city. It would have given her a change of environment and helped her feel a little more independent. I even pulled some strings and managed to find her a few good opportunities. But she never followed up on any of them. Not a single one. By the time August 2024 came around, I had already been stretched thin emotionally. I'd had some of the worst days of my life. Stress piling up, career anxieties, loneliness creeping in like a shadow. But we were speaking so little by then that she didn't even know. And that hit me hard. She didn't even know. That night, I just gave up. I felt like I had been holding everything together on my own for too long. I was emotionally drained. It didn't feel like a partnership anymore. So I ended it. Just like that, I lost my girlfriend. And my best friend of 8 years. It all ended in a quiet, tired surrender. When we broke up, I still tried to shield her. I told her it wasn't her fault, that it was just the circumstances. I didn't say how much I had started to resent her, how I felt abandoned, how tired I was of begging for time and attention. I didn't want to hurt her. But she didn't extend me the same courtesy. She was cold, blunt. And then she blocked me. It's been months since that night. She still hasn't graduated. I hear things through mutuals. She's more active online than ever. Constantly talking about the video game, calling herself a niche internet micro-celebrity, engaging with her followers on Discord and Twitter. And honestly,
she seems fine.
She seems like she's moved on without a scratch. I know I won't go back to her. Because the girl I fell in love with? She's not there anymore. That person, the driven, ambitious, kind friend who used to hold my hand and talk about our future, that person disappeared a long time ago. But here's the thing that nobody tells you about breakups after years together. Even when you know you made the right decision, it doesn't stop the ache. It doesn't tell you what to do with all the love you're left holding. 8 years of friendship. 4 years of a relationship. That's not something you just put down and walk away from. It's like having a house full of furniture that suddenly doesn't belong to you, but you can't bear to throw out. I don't know what to do with all the love I had for her. It still feels like it's hers, so I can't keep it. But I also can't discard it. I carry it around in quiet corners of my day. Now, my parents have started asking about marriage. Lightly, casually. The way parents do. And I don't have an answer for them. How can I? I mean, if something that deep, that solid, that long-term could unravel like this, how am I supposed to trust that something new, something built in a matter of months, won't crumble just as quickly? I've started using Hinge, trying to meet someone new, hoping that maybe something will click. But it hasn't. Every match feels like a placeholder. Conversations feel dry, rehearsed. No spark. No warmth. not the way it used to be with her. Sometimes, late at night, I wonder, did I fumble the bag? Was I too impatient? If I had just tried harder, fought longer, bent more, would things have turned out differently? Would we have made it? Maybe I'll never know. Maybe that's just how it goes. You can do everything right and it still ends. You can love someone with your whole soul and they still drift away. I'm trying. I'm really trying. To move on. To open myself up again. But it's hard. She was my person. And now, she's just someone I used to know.